Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Again, I apologize. It has been some time since I posted last. I am going to try my very best to have the collector's edition Deadshot review up sometime this week. Again, apologies. That should be up sometime this week, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, I got another review for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Today, we will be having a look at the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Spider-Man 2 Venom action figure. And here he is in all of his glory, and holy shit, this guy is huge. We will definitely do some comparisons. We'll talk about it. There are a lot of things I'm excited about with this guy. Very excited. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So again, Gamerverse, Spider-Man 2, Marvel legalese, all that good jazz. We all know what's going on. Flipping to the top, it's got the Gamerverse logo. Flipping to the side, box is huge. Let me back this up a little bit. You can see Venom right there. There's a very nice spot varnished, well, not spot varnished, but just image of Venom right there. And then go ahead and flipping this guy around. Very nice source material for Venom right there. Again, all the Lego stuff on the background. Sorry, the box is pretty big there, but in case you want to read all that Lego stuff, it's right there. Again, just very nice source material that we're getting. Hasbro always does this, especially with their Gamerverse, which I really appreciate. So there's that. And then Marvel Legends, of course. There's Venom's read-up, so if you want to go ahead and read that, pause now. And as I was saying, just the art, I mean, just this still from the game. Peter, you can see New York and the people driving, and Miles right there. This is great. So there's that. And then flipping on to the other side here, here's another logo image of Venom, Gamerverse logo up top. And not a whole lot more going on with this guy. Now, again, I will go ahead and flip over. Here is his barcode and UPC. There we go, in case it helps anybody. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Alrighty, we are back. So, taking a look at this guy, and this guy is huge. Before we jump into accessories and before we talk about this guy, I want to go ahead and bring in a few size comparisons. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Spider-Man Amazing Fantasy. This one was the Target exclusive. There he is compared to Venom from Spider-Man 2. There's a full-size comparison for you on that. Again, Amazing Fantasy, Venom. Now let's go ahead and bring in another scale. Here is the Target exclusive movie Venom from Let There Be Carnage. There's another size comparison for you. Now let's actually go ahead and bring back Amazing Fantasy now. Set him right there. So there's your size comparison for those. Let's go ahead and take Amazing Fantasy out now. Now let's go ahead and bring in the movie Deluxe Carnage from Venom Let There Be Carnage. If I can do that real fast for you guys. So here he is. Oops, see if I can move him over just a little bit here. Minus his tendrils and stuff, that's looking at your size comparison right there. Pretty big size comparison. Now, if Carnage was standing upright and had none of his tendrils attached, he would be... So, your standard Marvel Legend is 6 inches tall. The movie Venom over here is 7.5 inches tall. Carnage is 8.5 inches tall. And this Venom right here is 10.5 inches tall. So, and then again, just to bring back Spider-Man from Amazing Fantasy one more time, that's pretty damn decent scale for you. So, I'm really, really excited and thrilled to see this size comparison. I mean, this guy is almost as big as a Hot Toy, if not maybe bigger or smaller by a few inches. I think Hot Toys are like 12 inches, something like that, but he's big. So, there's that. Let's go ahead and remove these. So, now that we've moved those out of the way, now let's go ahead and take a look at Venom himself. Before we do that, actually, let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories. So he comes with quite a lot of accessories. Not a whole ton, but I think what we got is great. So we do have a Venom, like, goop symbiote effect that you got these, like, I don't think they're bendy wire, I just think they're, like, positioned, they're softer rubber, so they're very malleable, and I'm sure you could probably hold the figure in the goop, like a Spiderman or Miles or something if you wished to or wanted to. So there's that. That looks pretty good. And then there is the port right there to attach that on his hand. Like, this is his hand where he's getting the goop. So there's that. I'll show how to port that on here in a bit. Here is his extra head sculpt. And holy crap, that tongue is long. But very nice. The, you know, whites of his eyes, the paint, the application, the teeth sculpting, just the color and the texture throughout. It's done really well. So very nice there. And then his other accessory is he also comes with the saliva effect. I will also demonstrate how you get that on this head sculpt. I'll do that here in a bit. It's a little difficult, but nothing too bad, nothing too horrible. And then of course he comes with a pair of fist hands. So very nice. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Venom himself. And as I was saying, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this back here. Venom is a pretty big figure. I'm loving the proportions on this guy. He is huge. This is what I wanted in a Venom figure. This is everything I could have wanted and more, to tell you the truth. So, overall, pinless, new joints, new stuff. We're going to talk about it. Pinless arms, double jointed pinless arms, bicep cut, butterfly joints, right there. Again, down here, something new though. We have not just thigh cut, but we have ankle cut, I guess. Well, his ankles are right here. So, ankle cut maybe. If you know what that would be classified as, let me know in the comments down below. So there's that. And then just taking a look at, he also has toe articulation. I've only ever seen this on a few Marvel Legends figures. Personally, for Marvel Legends, I'm not a fan of it. I know it's something new they're doing. I think for Venom it works, and for Venom it's appropriate. I mean, I would have preferred this to be just solid and non-movable, but I mean, I do understand it allows for more posability, so there's that. Very nice. So now let's go ahead and show him with some of his accessories. So let me go ahead and pop off this head. Go ahead and pop on this head. Changes the whole mood pretty much. So there's that. And like I said, he's big. So here we go. Let's go ahead and pop this off real quick. I'm going to set him off to the side. He's going to be headless for a second. So taking this and the goop, you're going to want to go ahead and line it up, the saliva. You're going to have to stick the tongue through and follow it through. Now you're going to have to line this up, because this part goes up top and that part goes on the bottom. So line it up when it gets to about here. You're going to want to bend in a little bit. Careful when you do that. And then come down here. And then again, like I said, push it in ever so slightly, ever so very carefully. And like I said, the main goal is to line it up. And then if you just gently give it a little tap there, it should just slide right in. There you go. Now you got Venom dripping saliva or the goop effect right there, and I think that looks really cool. I probably will not use this for my display. I mean, when I'm displaying him, probably not. Still, it's a nice accessory. I'm glad we're giving it, you know. I do take figure photography over on Instagram, so go ahead and check that out. But yeah, just, you know, even for figure photography, this would work great. Cool effect. I probably won't use it a whole ton, but like I said, for figure photography, most likely. But I just always thought that was pretty cool. So, and then again, to remove it, same basic principle. Just slowly kind of wiggle it out, and it should just come out just like so. Yep, just like that. So there's that. Go ahead and pop this head sculpt back on him now. There we go. Actually, I think I like the calm head sculpt better. Go ahead and leave that one on. There we go. Okay. Now, hands are pretty standard. So then, the goop effect. or the Venom, grabby, whatever, whatever effect you want to call it. I do believe it works on both hands, but I'm almost positive it's more for his left hand. So if you take this hand off, easy peasy, pop it off, line it up, and then just not a whole lot of force is required. Just a simple kind of, like I said, lining that up, making sure it's maneuvered well, and then bam, it just pops right on there. So now you can have Venom pose like he's grabbing something, or, you know, maybe he's going somewhere. Maybe he's swinging around New York. Who knows? But yeah, just to show you how cool and easy that effect is. So very nice there. And then again, I do think if you wanted to, I believe it also can go for the other hand as well. Go ahead and see how that looks as well. I kind of wish we got 2 of these, but at the same time. Okay, so it'll fit on both. It looks like it'll fit on both. But I'm pretty sure it's primarily made for the left. So, but there's that. Nevertheless, you can attach it to the right side if you wish, but you have options. So options are nice. Now, let me say this again. This is an excellent figure. I would highly recommend it. Great bang for your buck. A lot of new stuff here, a lot of great stuff here, and just how monstrously tall he is. Now, let me go ahead and get into the gripe with this figure. And I really only have one gripe, and it's very, very small. What's my gripe, you're asking? I'll tell you. So, do you remember when they were talking about the Maximum Hulk? Hasbro, they had a live stream, all the controversy surrounding that. Anyway, moving on. The new thing I'm noticing they like to do a lot with the chests of figures now. I don't know if it's now or if it's just a thing they're doing. So the chest is made out of the different plastic than the arms and the hands and the rest of the figure. It's made out of this like really hollow, kind of cheap sounding plastic. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, that is really my only gripe with the figure. I really wish it was made out of the same, like, plastic material as the hands and the rest of the body, just because that way it feels more, I guess, concrete in a way. But everything from the chest till about, I think, right here to the thigh cut right here. Everything else is made out of that type of plastic. I'm not particularly a fan of it because I would have thought that for as much as this guy is, and considering where he's from and how big and beefy he is, I understand. I'm guessing they probably did that for support with, you know, how tall he is and posability and stuff, which I understand. I get that completely. But just something moving forward, I wish Hasbro would have done differently. Again, my small gripe. But let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys have the same gripe with that, or how do you guys feel about it? Let me know. But yeah, now we can go ahead and jump into articulation. So both heads will look up. Well, this head will look up more, so let me go ahead and back him up, sorry. That guy will look up about that much. Will look down quite a lot. You get 360. And then you do get some very nice tilt there as well. So, and then going ahead and popping this off, go ahead and popping the other head on. As I'm sure he can look up about that much, look down about that much, head tilt, 360 again, and then up, down again. So, very nice there. So then going ahead and taking a look at the other articulation of the arms. Again, as I was saying, he does have the butterfly joints, which are both fully functional. You can get those to go back a little bit, and then you can also get them to come forward, so I'm glad those definitely work there. Again, arms can come out this much, spin around, 360. I'm not going to do it because he's still kind of stiff in some areas, so, but you kind of get the idea. Again, pinless, double jointed arms, you get bicep swivel, and then again, you know, we get bicep swivel there, which is very nice. So, and then coming down here, you get thigh cut. Actually, pause. Let's go back up to the torso. He can crunch. If he uses both, he can crunch back about that much. And then if he crunches forward, and if he crunches forward, yeah, I'm sure you heard that. That's that clicking he makes when he goes forward. So I wouldn't mess with that a whole lot, but that's, and then again, he can twist if you so desire so nothing, like I said, nothing horrible out of the ordinary there. It's just kind of, there for extra posability if that's what you want, if, of course, but that's that. See, yep, there we go. So there's that. And then just taking a look down here again, pinless, double jointed, and then this new ankle cut, I guess I'm talking about, and then toe articulation. Feet can go up, down, and pivot, of course. Whoops, sorry. But yeah, so overall, for as big as this guy is, all the stuff he comes with, and what your ability for opposability and all that other good stuff with him, I would highly recommend this guy. Well, like I said, that's my only gripe with it is I wish the torso was made out of the same material as everything else. I mean, I understand, like I said, they probably did that for posability reasons and whether that be constraints on stuff, whatever, but overall, I think it's a great figure. One of the best, actually, that Hasbro's come out with. There's a lot of great stuff here, but other than what I'm seeing, that was my only gripe with it. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Stay tuned. Again, as I said in the intro, I will be getting that Deadshot review up soon. Most likely it'll be sometime this week. I'm not sure when. I'm hoping to have it posted by Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, I will catch y'all in the next one.